What's happening, Chemical Gas family? Today in the Detail Garage we have this 2017 Nissan Armada. Now it's a rental car and it came from up north, so it's covered in dirt, it's got a lot of bugs on it, but what we're focusing on today is these deep scratches on the door handle. Now apparently as it was being driven from Oregon, it came across a pack of dogs and the dogs attacked the door, and you can see that their nails have dug into the paintwork, causing these fairly deep scratches. So today I'm going to show you one of the best ways to not only make it look better, but also to remove at least 80% of those scratches. So over here we have our TORQ defects set up with a 3-inch backing plate, and I'm also going to be using a 3-inch orange pad. Now I've used those because this is the small area above the door handle and also on this edge over here where you're going to have to get pretty intricate, so this is going to give you more control to get the best results. But before we get started, I've already wiped down the door using Swift Wipe, and now we're going to clay it using an OG clay bar. And what this does is it pulls off any of the embedded contamination and anything else that we need to remove before we start polishing. Even though this car is fairly brand new, it is a rental and it gets driven daily, so it sits outside where there's a lot of airborne debris and anything else that falls into the pores of the paint, making it feel rough. So I'm going to start by spraying down the surface and a little bit on the clay bar as well as my hand. And we're just going to work back and forth, starting at the highest point. And at first it may sound or feel kind of rough, but as you pull the impurities out of the pores of the paint, it'll get smooth, it'll get quiet, and then it'll just slide across the surface. And there we go. So we've just finished clay barring the entire door. I use a small patty, which is just about the size of 3 fingers, and it covers the large surface area, and it also gets in intricate areas like underneath the door handle. But you can use this on your paintwork, you can use it on glass, chrome, anything that has that rough feel, and also any kind of impurities that are stuck in the pores of the paint. But now that it's all been decontaminated, I'm going to take a clean microfiber towel and wipe off the excess. I'm working in straight lines and linear motions, and I'm also rolling the towel. This way we don't create any new kind of imperfections. So before we begin polishing, I'm going to tape off the area around the door, such as the door handles and also this trim up here. I don't want to stain or damage any of that, so I'm just using some regular masking tape. And this will prevent any kind of excess work or any kind of cleaning. So over here, like I had mentioned, we have our TORQ defects set up with a 3-inch red backing plate. And if you didn't know, the red is actually a flexible rubberized backing plate, and this is able to contour and shape to any kind of body lines or intricate areas on the vehicle. This way you're not putting excess heat and friction. So now I've also got a 3-inch Hex-Logic orange pad, and I'm going to center it as best as I can. This way it, one, doesn't cause any kind of vibrations, but also it's going to give me the best results as we polish. And today, since it's got really deep scratches, I've decided to go with a compound using V34, which is going to cut through a majority of those scratches to refine the finish. So start by shaking it up. And then we're going to apply, since we're working with a small area to start off with, we're going to do 4 dime-sized drops on our pad. And then we'll also apply some pad conditioner, which helps to reduce friction. It kind of helps to reduce some dusting, but it also moistens the pad to help it last as long as it can. This way we don't have to constantly buy new pads or replace pads. Just a couple sprays, and then we'll bring it to the car. If you haven't used a dual action before with these machines, you blotch out your product or dab at your product, prep the surface, and then you turn the machine on while it's still on the vehicle. This way you don't have any kind of mess or fling. But with a rotary, you do your whole spread and process, and then you start the machine and then place it on the vehicle to reduce any kind of micro scratches or creating a swirl. So I'm going to get started by spreading it out on the lowest speed setting, and then on the highest speed setting, we'll actually start removing some of that dead scratch paint and reveal that fresh high shine. have to say that looks pretty good. So a quick recap, we started off the day by using our Swift Wipe to remove any of the loose dirt and debris that was on the surface. Then we used an OG clay bar to decontaminate the pores of the paint, giving it that nice slick feeling and also prepping it for polishing. And the machine we were using today was a TORQ 10FX with a 3-inch red backing plate. That's the flexible, more versatile backing plate with an orange quantum pad. And we also used V34 to cut through those deeper scratches and swirls. Then using a green pad with V36, we refined the paintwork on the door panel here as well as on the pillar to give you back this high shine. Now to finish off, we're going to use some black light. That's going to fill in any remaining scratches and swirls to give us some high shine, enhance the depth, but also it's going to give some paint protection so that one, we're repelling any kind of UV rays or anything else that can damage the finish. Now also you see that it taped off here. This is just cheap insurance that you don't damage any trim or any rubber or plastic components around the vehicle. So you guys can head over to our website, chemicalguys.com, to check out this price for yourself. Also, if you like this video, be sure to like it, subscribe, and comment down below. And we'll see you next time right here in the Detail Garage.